Hello, today we have Dr. Andre Oboler to speak with us about social media in Israel. So, Andre, welcome.
Thank you.
Tell us about yourself and your role in social media in Israel.
Okay. Firstly, I should say I'm not actually based in Israel. I'm in Australia at the moment, living in Australia,
Mm-hmm.
and I work for the Zionist Federation of Australia. And the Zionist Federation is an organization that's about the connection between the local Jewish community and Israel.
Okay.
The Zionist movement was founded before the State of Israel and was about actually helping establish the state and then supporting it and promoting it since then. My actual academic background is from both Australia and the UK. My PhD is from Lancaster University in the UK in computer science.
Okay.
And after that, I spent a year living in Israel where I did a postdoc in political science. And at the same time, I worked in Israel with an NGO where I helped with their social media strategy and also monitoring and looking at the impact of social media on the state of Israel. So my background is largely from an analysis sort of perspective,
Okay.
what's happening, how it's affecting Israel, and how Israel is using the social media.
Okay. Great. One of the campaigns that we know that you're a part of is the Meet Gilad campaign. So, for the
Mhm.
purpose of our listeners, could you please tell us the story behind the campaign?
Okay. The MeetGilad campaign at meetgilad.com, it's a campaign for freeing a captured Israeli soldier, Gilad Shalit. We're coming up to the fifth anniversary of the date he was captured by terrorists
Oh, okay.
and taken into Gaza. And the reason we're running this campaign is both to get him free and because he's been held in conditions that breach the Geneva Convention that's actually war crimes.
Mm-hmm.
And there's not been nearly enough attention made about it in the international community. So we've built a new sort of social media campaign to try and raise public awareness as this fifth anniversary comes close. The anniversary is on the 25th of June. So
Oh,
we
okay.
created this website, meetgilad.com,
Mm-hmm.
with a new approach to social media. A year ago, for the fourth anniversary, we tried using conventional social media so
Mm-hmm.
people could spread the message on Facebook and on Twitter, etc. This year, what we've done is we've got a website where people can write personal messages to him, and we've also made it so that regular, conventional, non-web organisations can join the campaign and
Uh-huh.
try and spread it to their membership. So we're taking social media and trying to integrate it with sort of organised community structures. So
Okay.
a ground on the ground grassroots approach with organisational structures and hierarchies and all the rest of it. And it's an experiment. We'll see how much traction we get.
Hmm. Okay, that's interesting. But 5 years is a really long time. So, what is the progress like so far?
Well, we launched this campaign only a few weeks ago.
Okay.
So when we did it a year ago, we used social media, but without the organisational backing,
Mm-hmm.
we managed to get 2,200 messages for Gilad and about 7,000 people visiting the website in a couple of weeks' worth of campaign.
Mm-hmm.
And we did that also using Facebook ads and trying to spread the message again through Twitter, through blogs, etc. This time we're hoping we get a lot more, and we're doing that by trying to embed the campaign with local organisations. So, for example, in Australia, we've had the Australian Jewish News sign up to the campaign. So the
Okay.
newspaper itself is backing the campaign. So we have real media support. I was just in the US for a couple of weeks, and I
Mm-hmm.
met with community organisations, mostly Washington, New York, San Francisco, and spoke to major organisations to say, will you join our campaign? Will you back us? And we got very positive responses. So this is showing the new media, but how it can actually also relate to more traditional approaches for advocacy and campaign work.
Okay. So, as a part of this, so what are you trying to get from the people who are participating on Twitter or Facebook? Like, for example, you have their support, right? Or they write messages for Gilad. But is this being like made into a petition to some organization?
The messages. One of the breaches of international law is the fact that Gilad Shalit is being held in isolation, and even the Red Cross can't visit him. Prisoners are meant to be able to get access to mail. He can't get any mail. So what we're doing first is we're collecting all these messages written personally to Gilad Shalit, and we're going to deliver those to the Security Council.
Okay.
Last time we sent the 2,200 messages to the Secretary General, or to Gilad, care of the Secretary General at New York, UN headquarters in New York. And we will do the same again this time. But once people have put their message to Gilad, we now let them write messages also to other members of the international community. So, for example, to the International Criminal Court, to the UN Security Council itself, to major human rights NGOs who haven't been doing enough for Gilad. So this way we're trying to empower people, and then we will physically print those messages off, put them on paper, and physically deliver them. To get really good social media campaigns, you really need to integrate the real world with the online world. One without the other, doesn't really get a result. It gets a lot of hype with no real delivery.
Okay, for now, you're trying to get the basic rights that Gilad, like as a prisoner, should get, like the access to mail and like for a Red Cross to be able to reach out to him. So I guess this is
This is the first step. Is we demand those things get done immediately, and also he was kidnapped. He needs to be released.
Okay, so he's not really a criminal.
No, he's not. He was a soldier. He was on patrol. Terrorists crossed the border into Israel and kidnapped him, killed two of his colleagues, and dragged him off. This is the important issue: the fact that he's being used as a political bargaining chip. By Hamas, which is a listed terrorist organization. They're trying to use him for political purposes, and the international community is sort of playing along with this. They're not standing up and saying, even if he was, you say he's captured as a soldier and he's being held as a prisoner, even then he has basic human rights that aren't being met.
Of course.
And the international community, it's their job to enforce this. It's not about negotiations. It's not. Human rights should apply to every person in all circumstances.
Right.
And if people aren't meeting that, then the international community should say something.
Right. Absolutely. And I guess social media is providing a very good platform for them to voice out and stand up for Gilad, which is great.
Yeah, and part of the issue we've got is because, as you say, 5 years is a long time.
Right.
He was a conscript. He was doing his compulsory military service. His service should have finished 2 years ago. He should have been back home with his family. So part of the issue is people who've been campaigning for him for years might be feeling a little bit tired. So what we've been trying to do through social media is to build a new sort of campaign that can put energy back into the campaign, that can show people, yes, we can do something. So as part of this, we've got a giant world map, and every message from whatever country and whatever city it comes through can appear on this world map. So the map sort of colours in, a bit like Google Analytics. So we can see we've got so many messages from this country, so many messages from that country, and hopefully this will push people to try and get their country, their city, to be more active.
Okay, great. I wish you all the best with this initiative going forward, and thanks for joining us today.